I'm going to talk about the book, The Raven King. It's the fourth book in the series, The Raven Boys. That's the first book. And it's a really great book. It's enticing, and it has magic, and it's very mysterious. But the magical qualities, they're not childlike in some Harry Potter books. It's pretty grown up, even though it is still teen. And some prose it has really good writing, very high vocab level. I don't know most of the words in it, and this book is very me. I love this book because it has a lot of things that I like in it. It's very Quentin, and it is really good characterization. The cons, I think Maggie Stiefvater, the author, needs to be clear about which character is talking. Multiple times, I was like, thought to myself, wait, was that Ronan or Gansey talking? I don't know. And by the way, she does all of her cover artwork, and I think that's really cool. Literary elements, characterization, because all the characters are really distinct. They have their own traits. They're all very different, but they hang out together in a group, and they all have a part to play. It's just perfect. Gansey is he's a leader, and he takes control. He's very confident, and he's like the guy you go to for everything, you know. And then Ronan, he's very dark and stormy, but he is kind when he needs to be, in his own way. And he's honest. He's so honest and very, very, very loyal to his friends. Adam is very independent. He's one of those people that grew up poor with almost nothing, and he doesn't want anyone to help him. He is so set on getting money and having a better life, but doing all the work himself. He works his butt off to be in this expensive school and with these people, his friends, but also have enough money to pay for college. He's doing all of it on his own, and it's super impressive. It is. And then you have Blue, who is like a spunky little thing. She's like a firecracker. Very short, but she's very smart, and she has a really big opinion. That's a good thing. And she's so tough as well. And they all hang out in a group. They're all friends. They all contribute to this one quest, finding the king. And that goes on throughout the whole story, throughout the whole series. And they're also different, but they're all such good friends. And you know, our boy Ronan, he actually, I told you that it's very magical, right? Some people have kind of abilities. There's a lot of magic going on. Blue starts out, Blue's in a psychic family. And first I thought, oh, so, and you think psychic, like, oh, that's fake. They just do tricks and stuff. But the book is kind of based around her family clairvoyance, being able to tell the future. They really can, not just the future, they can tell the past too. It's pretty cool. And you start out knowing in the very first, she sees the ghost of Gansey, right? but it's like a future ghost, and we know that he's going to die in about a year, and that's foreshadowing. That's what's so important about the book. It's foreshadowing. You learn that for basically as soon as the book starts, and she's connected to him. Blue herself usually does not have the gift, even though her family does. But she does kind of, when she's around or touching you, if you're a psychic, she can boost your power, but she does not have the power herself. But this is the first time she sees anything having to do with magic or psychicness. She sees him, she's like, whoa, I see that future ghost of Gansey's, and he says, she knows he's gonna die because it's his future ghost. And she tells him her name, and it's Gansey. And later, she meets him and discovers later that that's Gansey, that's the Gansey. It's gonna die. She becomes part of their group. And so we already know Gansey is searching for this Welsh king, ancient, has been dead for hundreds of years. No one knows where he's buried. And supposedly, he will grant you a favor or a wish if you wake him up. Supposedly. And he's been searching, you know. One of Gansey's things is when he wants something, he gets it. And he works very hard. He likes to have all his pieces on one playing board. Especially with his friends. It's not like he controls his friends, but they mean a lot to him because he knows that they all have traits that are important. And so already in the book, his friend Adam and his friend Ronan, they're helping him find this thing. And again, Ronan, you find out later that he can actually, as a cool power, he can dream and take things from his dream into real life. The thing in his dream will appear, he can make it happen. He'll hold on it, touch it, feel the texture, and he'll wake up and he's closing it. I just think that's so cool because that'd be awesome. There's so many possibilities. And he uses that to his advantage a lot in the rest of the book. You learned that at the end of the first book. That's so cool, man. Oh, man. And yeah, that's his power. And it actually runs through his family. Well, no, it doesn't. Only his dad and him have it. His older brother doesn't. His younger brother doesn't. Oh. So they're all trying to find this king. Eventually, they're helping, and sometimes they get a clue. They go try to find it. Oh yeah, Ronan, right? He always dreams. Whenever he dreams, he's in the same place. It's always the same place. It's these woods. It's this like mystical like woods area. It's just like woods as far as I can see. He always goes to that same place when he dreams, in his dream. And then when they're searching, right, they find this forest. And at first they think, it's a forest. Let's just go in and look around. And they realize it's really not just a forest. There's something different about it. And it has, like, things inside of it. And Ronan knows, oh, this is Cabe's Water. That's the name of the forest. And the trees talk. They know Latin. They take Latin in high school. They go to Aglionby Academy, and their mascot is as a raven. That's why it's the Raven Boys, and this one's the Raven King. And the Welsh king that Gansey's looking for, his name is Owen Glendower, and he is the Raven King, because he's the Raven King. And they're called the Raven Boys. And in Blue's mind, the Raven Boys are like preppy. They're all like, you know, smart aleck. They all were born with a bunch of money that they have too much of that they know what to do with. But she meets Gansey and Adam, and those are like her boys. And she likes them, so that changes her whole perspective. And oh yeah, so again, Ronan's forest. They all go to Aglion High, and they all speak Latin. They take Latin, except for Blue. But it's Gansey can speak Latin. He's pretty good at it. But then Adam and Ronan are the ones that are really good at it. They're like top in the class. But Ronan doesn't like to, you know, be all like, oh, I'm top in the class. Very subtle. And the trees speak their own language, a tree language, like, and they also speak Latin. So sometimes they speak English, but very, very, very rare. And so they can all understand the Latin except for Blue. And later Ronan gets this really cool puzzle box. It's kind of like Rubik's Cube, but like Google Translate at the same time. You can turn a dial on the side that's English, right? To make it a word. I think it has, so it probably has like 26 letters. And then it'll turn, and the other side will turn into that word in the other language. There's Latin, like the tree language, and a couple other ones. And Ronan starts to understand it, the tree language. He starts to know certain words. It's really cool. And stuff. But it's the forest that's so... Oh! Sorry, most important thing. I forgot about this. The whole psychic energy, magic energy thing. This whole town is like a bucket of it, like a bucket of psychic energy, because it's right. The whole town is on this ley line. This whole small town is on a ley line, and those are energy lines, like the mystical energy.